What is modelling? It's really used a lot in sport, isn't it? They will study someone's, every minute movement to replicate it, to achieve the same result. So it happens a lot in sport. And parenting classes will show models of good parenting. It happens in all walks of life, doesn't it? It happens a lot in business. We look at models of good practice. It's not just modelling people, it's modelling what works. And in essence, what Bandler and Grinder did was they modelled therapeutic practices that worked from Fritz Perls, from Virginia Satire, from Milton Erickson. And they poured out the language patterns that were having the most impact. That's why the words that you learn to put together in NLP and how you use them and the questions you ask are so powerful. In essence, when we're looking at these different areas of sport and business and music and art uses modelling a lot, right? We look at the classics and we attempt to emulate how they did things. Now, sometimes it takes a long time. Some people have maybe more of a connection to their creativity than others, but it can all be learned. This is the point. This is the beauty of NLP, is that you can look at what someone's done, model it, and then start to achieve similar relative to you, as opposed to trying to emulate somebody else. This is one of the things that often is misunderstood with modelling, is that you look at someone you want to aspire to, and you don't start to become them and talk like them and pretend you're them. You look at what they're doing that works and you do it from within you. This is the difference. So for that, really, it's important that we're able to describe what those patterns are, and be able to clearly look at them and say, this is what happens. So we're going to learn to do that today. As I said, really, this whole thing is about discovering the difference that makes the difference. Because one of the presuppositions of NLP is that if one person can do something, we have the ability to model it and do it ourselves. If you want to be better at something, find someone that's better than you. It's very simple. But often we look at places to learn information from, and it might not always be the best place. Find the best. Now, to do that, we have to at first, don't we, really kind of identify where that is. Where is the person doing what we want to do? In our field, we model the likes of Richard Bandler or Robert Dilts, another one of the big names in NLP. But you see, you couldn't be a Bandler, could you? You wouldn't want to be a Bandler, would you? No. And if you tried to come across as a Bandler, how would it look? It would look fake, it would look phony, and people would say, well, why are you swearing like that? He modelled and watched for hundreds of hours Virginia Satire, Fritz Perls, Milton Erickson, and a few others, and their language patterns and how they did what worked. And that is the entire underpinning of NLP. Do what works. But you have to know what works. You have to have the ability to draw from the people out there that have what you want and let the other stuff go. So how do we model? Well, the tools really are very much in finding out what someone does for us to achieve what they do, and that is in terms of what is their behaviour, what is the physiology that they step into to achieve the things they want to achieve. We need to know the how. So what is that person thinking in that place? I remember once hearing a story about someone that was nervous of going out on stage and speaking to a big audience, and they were told, well, just imagine when you go out there that everyone is naked. And in a way, what it did, it just changed the state. Or go out there and imagine everyone's wearing a big pink, fluffy hat or something. Anything that changes the state is what helps us understand how the person thinks, to get into how they think and therefore how we think, that can help us model what they're doing. And also what their beliefs and values are. You see, it's all very well changing your stance, your physiology, breathing from a different place. You know, if you breathe from here, it's very different from breathing from here. And changing the way you think. But if fundamentally your beliefs and values are different to the person that you're modeling, how close are you going to be? So we also need to know what are the beliefs and values that that person holds about what they do in the way that they do it that enables them to become as good as they are. In just assuming the stance and the voice and the sayings and all that you perceive that to be of that person, it's a perception. It's something that you think. But you see, even just taking on that, you can feel the shift in state. It makes the hairs and you stand up. You feel like a different person, the person that you want to aspire to be. And the way that we do it is working through Robert Dilts's neurological levels and basically asking the questions of that modeling, of that behavior that you want to model, that we need to know, such as where and when does that person do that? What do they do? How do they do it? Why do they do it? Who do they do it with? And who else do they do that with? Who else notices? And when we ask these questions in a structured way, we start to get really down into, the fine nuances, the layers that we need to drill down into and mine down into to find that information and to gather information so that we can be as authentically that as we can possibly be. And remember, this is all perception. It's not truth. It doesn't matter whether it's true of that person or not. It's what you're assuming. So what I want you to do is, on the handout that you've got, I want you to, of the person that you're modeling, your chosen model, I want you to ask these questions of their behavior, of what they're doing and how they're doing it and why they're doing it and where they do it and when they do it and what they do and who they do it with and who else that serves. And when you get these nuances and these subtleties, it starts to make it more of a strategy. So you're not just modeling something and pretending, you're actually bringing out the behavior, the values, the beliefs, and you're getting some detail. You're getting to the grain of it. And then we'll reinstall it physiologically once you've got the answer to these. Now, do you need to have answers to every single one? No. What we want to do is give you the questions that get you to the grains, that get you to delving into what possibly is there from your perception. So what we need to do next is, you remember, it's okay doing it on a cognitive, cerebral level, but we need to actually do something with the physiology. So what we will do next is take each other through aligning the logical levels. This comes out of the work of Dilts. What really helps is to create movement. So who was the person who's going to model again?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, wow. Okay, so basically what we need to do is, rather than thinking about this as a logical, conscious, cognitive exercise, is use the ideas that Robert Dilts gives us by stepping into these places so that we experience them physiologically. It happens in our body, in our thoughts, because they're all connected. Let's step into the first one, which is the where and the when you're modeling Tony Robbins. And where is it and when is it? So let's take a step in, okay? Physical step in, because remember, it's important to accentuate what you do here. It's not just like, I'm just going to step in here a bit about. Accentuate it. Take a nice step into the where and the when, and tell me about that place, what's happening there, and when is it, and you're Tony Robbins, so tell us about it.
I am Tony Robbins, welcome. We're here today because we want to empower ourselves and move ourselves forward. Yeah!
Give some feedback.
Yes.
What was that?
That's what he does.
Oh wow, what was that?
Oh, what was that? I don't know, I didn't hear anything. Yeah! That wasn't very enthusiastic. The front row's okay, it's the back. Yeah!
Well done. Okay. Now, modelling Tony Robbins, okay, you've got your audience going, but take another step into the what are you doing? What is it that you're here to do? What's this all about? You're Tony Robbins, I'm here.
I'm here.
What am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing here? I'm here to motivate you, and you, and you. So let me know, where do you want to go? Who do you want to be?
Tell her, him.
What's bringing you down? What's making you go up? I'm here to help. What's so funny? Tell me. Express yourself. Come on.
Okay, take another step into the how do you do this, Tony? How do you do this? How do you do it? How do you make such a huge shift in so many people? Thousands of them at a time.
Because I care. Because I care about these people, and I care where they want to go and who they want to be. So my aim is to motivate these people, to encourage them, to show empathy. Because I've been there. I know what it's like. So come on, let's do it.
This is impressive, right? Take another step. Why do you do what you do? You know Tony's called the why guy, right? He's the why guy.
I am, yes.
Yeah, why do you do what you do?
I do it because I love people, and I love to encourage people, and I aim for you to be the best you want to be for yourselves, because we've got this life, so we might as well live it without all that rubbish holding us back. We can do that. Come on!
Okay, take a step. Who do you do this with? Who are these people? Who do you show why you do what you do?
These people come to see me because they know that I'm good, and they know that I can help them. And I know that I can help them, so because I want to, because I love people and I love to help them, so let's go for it.
And last step, who else? Who else does this apply to? This, who you are, what you do, why you do it, where, when?
Oh, I do this all the time in life, but it's exaggerated on the stage, obviously, because you've paid good money to come and see me. So I'm here to help you. So use me because you've paid for it. And I would like to use the skills that I've learnt.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Like Sharon now.
Okay, this is very interesting. So let's go back into any of these places, but let's go back into why, okay? Take another step into who, another step into why. Okay, why do you do what you do? Tell us again.
Because I want to help people, and I've just noticed as I'm showing my voice has got higher, so I lowered it. Because I want to help people, and I want to make a difference to the world, and I want to make a difference to your life. So, let me.
How's it feeling?
Because you make a difference to mine.
How are you feeling in this?
Natural, like it's natural.
All right.
Tom.
Okay. So you can step into Sharon, your perception of Sharon, or you can step into what empowers you, what enables you to flow, and you can feel it, and you see the marked difference. True? Right, because you don't have to be Tony Robbins to be this person standing here, but look what you've reached into and taken out and installed in you.
Yes.
But you have to step into it, you have to feel it, you get into the physiology of it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, yeah.
All right?
Yeah,
I think
thank
that
you.
deserves a big round of applause.
Thank you.